We're here with Al Nolan of the Almighty Trigger Happy, and he has started a new label called Cursed Blessings. So, Al, we're going to ask you first: Why did you start? Why did you decide to start a label?
That's a great question. Why start a record label during a pandemic? Well, it's one of two things. I have nothing else to do. There are some fantastic bands out there that have no representation whatsoever except for Facebook and Instagram, and I'm kind of in the process of just giving back and giving some bands a chance. Basically, if we manufacture their records and I have to sit on them because I can't get them anywhere because of the pandemic, at least they'll be available if people want to do mail order and get them. But also if when things go back to normal, and I'm trying to be as positive as possible, that either the band will have already product out there or they'll have a bunch of it here that they can pick up from my house and get on the road and start playing. So the first band we dealt with was the first band we originally were going to do just first and foremost was a band called Choices Made, local hardcore outfit here from Toronto. Because I was advised by many people from Fat Mike all the way to even Brett Gurwitz that it's not best to deal with a band that has finished product. And that was always Trigger Happy's biggest mistake, is we always went to the big labels or whatever labels were happening with finished product. We didn't understand the demo process because we had been at it for so long. But then we contradicted ourselves by taking on this full-length record by Dragged In, who are another local, I don't even want to call them punk or hardcore, but it's everything I like about music that I don't hear anymore is in Dragged In. It's a really wild, lost kind of version of Blast and Black Flag and modern day kind of punk music, but it's a really mysterious kind of sound. And I'm like I said, I didn't want to do a full length immediately with anybody, but the record was just too good to deny. And it's a learning curve for us as well as a label, because even the label and the band, like, we're both kind of learning everything. So we're hoping to make as many mistakes as possible with this so we can get on with the next stuff and just have a good time. Like, it's like we're supposed to have a good time during this as well and not to be stressed. So I'm hoping that we're kind of allowing the bands to have a little more creative freedom and also have that reliability that there's someone out there that cares about their music and will have something out for them as long as they meet up to the expectations of the label. And I can go on with more of the other bands if you want me to, or
Yeah,
if you want
like,
to ask more questions.
well, we should ask you, who's the other half of your label right now?
The other half of the label, responsibility-wise, is a fantastic friend of mine named Doug Smart. He's the vice president and the label manager, and he's the guy that does all the graphics for us. It'd be nice to expand eventually, but we don't. We just have enough work for the two of us right now. And the bands that we're dealing with immediately are, like I said, Dragged In have a record called LP1 that will be, by the time this airs, will probably be available in some stores. I'm going to bring it around to stores in Toronto, and it'll be definitely available from the Cursed Blessings website, cursedblessingsrecords.com. And then we're just started the pre-order for one of my most favorite bands ever in the whole world. They're called Seized Up. They're from Santa Cruz, California, and they consist of Clifford from Blast, who were one of my favorite bands in the 80s and the early 90s, as a matter of fact, now that I think of it, and Good Riddance, everybody's favorite. Chuck Platt plays bass for Seized Up, and then we have two gentlemen from the Fast Asleep and everybody other's favorite band, the Distillers, and they have a 3-song 7-inch that's coming out just on the heels of their brand new full length that was released on Pirates Press Records out of California. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh my gosh, yes, it's building up. It's kind of nice. We're doing a digital compilation that has about approximately 30 bands on it, all from all over the world, actually. And there's a couple of songs, even all the way back from 1997, that are on there. Some songs that are just going to be finished even next week. So we have bands from all over the world, all various kinds, heavy metal, new wave, punk rock. That comes out on October 31st, so that'll be $10 to download from our webpage. And all that money from that compilation goes straight to the Toronto Humane Society, I believe, or some kind of animal rescue. I can't remember which one Doug has set up for it right now. And then on November 1st, we're very happy to release digital. We do these things called digital safety pin singles. So the first one we're doing will be London, Ontario's HELLAPHANT, which features Gary Begner, who was a legend from Oshawa who's in a band called The Leftovers, and then he eventually had a band called Lame, and he even did some time in Trigger Happy. Wrote us a song or two, and I'm happy to be working with him again.
Because HELLAPHANT also features Scott Cameron from London's The Daily Murders and Gus from Sneed and All But Six. For the little local connection, so everybody knows.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I know HELLAPHANT's kind of new. I think they've only played a couple shows, but
yeah,
they are scene veterans.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I've been a big fan of Gary's all the way back to when we were into heavy metal, like bands like Raven and stuff. So Gary's an excellent songwriter, and I'm glad to have him on here.
Perfect.
Let's see, and then we have all the way out to Alberta from the. I have to say this right. Hopefully, I have the Siksika Nation from Alberta. These fine gentlemen called No More Moments, Indigenous people hardcore band, just blew us away. Not only just with their music, but with their story. I'm a huge Black Flag fan, and I've been listening to this kind of music for a very long time. And even myself, like I've listened to a bunch of white guys complain about stuff and not really do anything about it, or not really be able to do anything about it, or get consumed by cocaine or something else kind of stupid. But these kids, No More Moments, like they're not even 30 yet, and like every day of their life is like the lyrics of a Black Flag song, and they're still managed to smile every day, to still get on with their community and to try to save themselves. They're surrounded by suicides, sickness, just brutality from the police, like a wellness check that could possibly end up in death. It's absolutely disgusting. So we're trying to put a positive spin on these young men and to get their message out there and hopefully have them. They've never played Ontario or Quebec, so we're trying to get them out here to the East Coast next year for sure. But please check out No More Moments. It's like the honest to God, the most truthful Canadian hardcore ever.
Like
then, of course, back to the heavy metal. We have one of my oldest friends ever, James Cavaluso, also known as Jimmy Lamort, who has the wonderful band MALHAVOC. You might remember them from the 80s and the 90s. James has decided to put on his leather jacket again for me and do some heavy metal songs. So we're going to have a 12-inch EP from MALHAVOC in the new year, and that's all metal riffs. So I'm looking forward to that. If he wants to put some of his dance industrial stuff on there, that's up to him. I'm just happy to have some metal on the label. And then we have from Victoria, Vancouver Island specifically, Fully Crazed. Probably I've recently just given up drinking and hard drugs about 2 years ago, so I'd be living vicariously through these gentlemen. Fully Crazed are just Animal House. They're hell on urethane. It is just the epitome of skateboard rock and roll. These guys know what to do. They're all members of the Jack Secret Society out west, which runs from Whistler all the way down to Tijuana. Feature ex-members from the Dayglow Abortions. They have a song on our compilation called Vic Goof. That's out on October 31st, and we're going to be doing a full-length album with them in the new year. They have about 27 new songs, so hopefully we'll pick 14 of the best of them. But it's right up there with Verbal Abuse, Gangrene, Suicidal Tendencies. It's just absolutely brilliant. It's my kind of stuff. It's great music to get a black eye to, and it's great music to fight with a cop. I can't get enough of it. Okay, cool. Yeah, there, December 1st. So back to the digital safety pin series. The Cola Heads, local great band from Toronto. It's the younger brother of Nick from the Illuminati, Julian, has a great band called the Cola Heads. And they have a brand new album that's going to be out next year, but right now we're going to release digitally their current 7-inch, which is also available through our website physically. So they have about 200 vinyl copies of that. There's a good combination bundle deal. And then, yes, last but not least, the Almighty Trigger Happy. So what I'm probably going to do is, the Almighty Trigger Happy still works with Barry Mantle at Chase the Glory Records, and we'd be fools to leave him. So he handles all the reissues of the full albums. So most likely what I'm going to do is probably just do some 7-inches here and there. Trigger Happy is recording brand new songs next Friday for a release, and we're probably going to do a co-pro with Chase the Glory. But we'll figure out when that's going to come out. But the bigger announcement really for Trigger Happy is it's kind of coming up on its 30th anniversary. If everybody knows the band locally and whatever, if there was international fans, we used to go to international places, so who knows. But yes, I am the only last member in the band. My good friend and principal songwriter Mark Gibson passed away. We're coming up on the anniversary of his death on the 23rd of October. Yeah, it sucks. And all the other guys that you could be considered functional members of the band that the last don't really want to have anything to do with it. And it was a really bad version that got back together after Mark passed away. And I don't begrudge anybody's hard feelings whatsoever. I increased my horrible drug habit. I don't want to fuck with the word. My behavior was just disgusting. I hated the band. I hated everybody around me. We all just hate each other. When we should have pulled together after Mark passed away, we just acted like fucking just dicks. And everybody had their problems. Everybody was self-medicating, but for some strange reason, they're all making me out to be the asshole. So I'll take full responsibility and put out the records and give Mark the funerals he fucking deserved and give the band the funeral they deserved. The band is good. The band should have never stopped. It was my own insecurities. Everybody else as well. When you're pumping yourself full of chemicals and you're already a bag full of chemicals, it's a bad mix. So Almighty Trigger Happy has a label now. It has everything it's ever wanted. And now it's going to happen. So I'm going to start putting out 7 inches of some older stuff, some unreleased stuff. And then the big one is we're going to Press Disturbo, the 1990 recording that we did under the name of Kingpin with Descendants guitar master Stephen Egerton. He's going to be remastering it. We have the tapes, actually, so he'll be remastering it from the tapes. I'm going to press his songs on vinyl, and then the additional songs that were on the CD will be available as a digital download. And I don't know what else to tell you, but it's nice to be in the driver's seat, but it's also, I have to remember and give the license and artistic freedom that all the other labels that we were on allowed me. And because bands could be a pain in the ass, and so can labels. So if everybody's hurting each other, hopefully maybe we can fix each other the same way. So I hope that's everything, buddy.
I think that's pretty much everything. We should mention, you guys do have, like you said, there's vinyl pre-sales. There is a website, which is curserecords.com. Or sorry, curseblessingsrecords.com. Yeah. And obviously there's a Bandcamp and there's Facebook. And the T-shirt sales are live right now. I know I personally just
we're doing really well. One of my favorite things when I was a teenager was old heavy metal, and our Curse Blessings Bonsai tribute T-shirts are available still. They're not limited edition, so order whatever you like. We'll get them made. There's also there's hats on there now with the safety pin kind of black flag bars logo. It's like I'd like to turn it into a nice respectable empire. We have T-shirts coming out with your rights as a protester in Ontario. We're just keeping the government out of this 100%. There's no factor grants. There's no assistance. There's no nothing. It's all my money in my big mouth. So hopefully it'll fill something. Who knows?
I don't think my show's long enough for you and I to discuss factor grants.
There you go. Right on.
Yeah, so once again, this is Al from the Almighty Trigger Happy and Curse Blessings Records. Once again, check them out at curseblessingrecords.com. Their Bandcamp, there's vinyl pre-sales, they have a store, and there's T-shirts. And coming up, thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you very much.
Hey, dummy.